face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. Talk your face off. To talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off.
Really quick, I can still say to our tens out there in Radio Land, just like my podcast.
Yes.
Oh, we're at 6. Oh, we're almost at 2 digits.
It's tough to walk away, isn't it? Axial 32. That's partly why I was late getting out here, getting stuff set
Oh,
up.
yeah. I didn't even have a chance to watch.
You were IHOPing it.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah. He was eating with the family.
I'm
recording the rest of it.
Nice. Was it good?
I mean, it's politics. One side
Axial says
claps,
his has been
the other
so
side
good.
doesn't.
He said, "Yes, it is. Is it getting you fired up?"
It's getting people fired up for sure.
That's good.
The best part is that he's like, no matter what I do, the people over here on this side aren't going to stand up and clap.
Did he?
Even if I cured cancer,
you know what he should do? He should just stand up and be like,
mic drop. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you could be doing the most amazing thing, but because you're not on their team, they're not gonna give you prop. They don't want to, because it didn't happen under their watch. So either way, I mean, that's what's funny about politics, is it's so team sport.
Fickle.
So team fickle. Sport.
Yeah.
It's not really for the good of us people that live here.
Well,
that's funny. Where you think that they could just, the things that are making life better for us, you think that they could at least like, you know what, that is good. We will applaud that. Nope.
Well, it's funny because
I will say that. Like,
yeah. I was talking to my wife about it at dinner, and I was like, you know what's really frustrating? It's like, I was like, this is America, right? Like, I looked at, I forgot, it wasn't Argentina, but somewhere today, they had smoke bombs going off, and they lit, like, their people lit like smoke bombs off in their parliament or whatever. And I'm like, and then you see these other countries that have parliament that they just totally descend into chaos. And I'm like, let's hold our chins high and be like, even if you don't like the other side, let's just hold our chins high and be like, hey, you know what? We're better than that.
Yeah. They had to walk one guy out. Security had to escort one of the members. Other people left with stuff on the shirts. I don't know. You're muted. You went mute. But yeah, anyway. April 2nd can't come fast enough. That's when they want to get rid of taxes. I want to get my tax money back first. I'm hoping I get something this year. Yeah, you're not. I don't hear you at all. Oh, I did that to me. You there? I lost him. What'd I do? What did I do to you, Pablo? No sound, Pablo. Oh, so you did cut out. It wasn't me. I forgot. I'm sitting here spinning this little dial over here, and I thought it was me doing it because it's the volume for the speakers. I've got a whole external unit that powers them. There you are.
How about now?
There
you
it
got
is.
Me? Okay. Yeah, hit the button.
Like, you ain't the only one that lost him. Yeah.
Anyways.
But, yeah.
Sorry about that.
But enough of that. Let's talk RC. Although I am seeing some stuff that is politically driven, right? So there's going to be increases in cost.
Tariffs. Oh, but I have something to say about that. I reached out
You found?
Well, no, I reached out to my AE brethren, and I said, hey, I haven't seen anything about AE with these tariffs. And they said, so far, no change.
Nice.
They're like, there'll probably be changes coming, but so far, no change. And I'm like, well, that's something you should tell me so I could scream from the mountaintops to all my 15 watchers right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So far, no change. That's awesome, right?
Yeah. Well, and I know some people that deal in parts and different things, and they're mad because suppliers are already marking it up, and they're like, "Hey,
We've
landed
been, yeah,
shipment of what you have right now was not taxed.
yeah,
Why are
yeah,
you already taking that extra 25 and you're doing it on the whole landed price? There isn't a tariff on the shipping costs. There
right.
isn't a,
Yep,
there's all these other things, and you're doing 25% across board. It's just on the parts coming. And so they're getting ticked off at companies that are trying to capitalize on it
yep.
because people are always trying to make a buck, man. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
at the
and
cost of everybody else, because you know who has to pay that is us eventually.
well, here's the thing though. When you look at it, if you're a small business or a medium business that's handling that right now,
Yeah,
you got to look past the right now also, and like what it's going to be in the next couple months.
yeah,
So what I mean by that is that they're raising their prices knowing that they're going to lose sales over the next couple of months.
yeah.
Right? So they're trying to even it out as much as possible, which is tough, but you know, it's like it's business. The companies that we're dealing with purchasing, they're having all kinds of those like issues and ideas of things happening because of the tariffs right now.
So actually, I think he's right. He says, I bet these companies capitalize and they don't drop their prices when the tariffs end. So that is a real thing that happens. Once they realize people are used to paying a certain thing, even when they lower their costs,
I
they don't
yeah,
always give it back to you
I
because
think I talked
it's
about that in my
normalized, right?
podcast.
It's
Yeah.
normalized.
Yep.
However, there comes a point when they have to because other competition comes out against them. And
Yep.
that's when the Armas, which were more money, got down to $299,
Right.
right? So there was that when the 3S line was hitting that $300 mark, they dropped down to that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
and then it slowly over time had to push back up, but there'll come a point, I think, when things do have to drop again. But we'll see.
Yeah. I think so. I actually talked about that in my podcast. Was like, I'm wondering because I don't think that they came down in price very much from when it first happened in like 2020. Remember when all that like the supply chain was having a hard time and the
Yeah,
prices went up?
COVID
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
they're
it.
saying that right there. Radioactive said it.
Yeah.
What's up, Jeremy?
Yep. I
So
don't
yeah.
think that changed. So
Yeah. And so, but eventually
the
they
market corrects
realized,
itself. Yeah.
yeah, it'll correct itself over time. It hasn't yet.
No.
And it's still going up. That's what's crazy, right? So we
Yeah.
were down at like decent cars for $300. Now they're all climbing. Like crawlers,
Bro,
especially, you see it, right?
$600 for that new one.
The
Six
Capra or
uh
the other
the
one,
Geronimo or whatever it's called, the Helamon.
Helaman. Yeah,
Yeah, $600.
yeah, yeah. It's going back up. But I remember when I bought my first Losi, I paid $600 for it for a
Yeah.
Losi in order to get a brushless short course truck ready to run. It was like $500 to $600. Then we started getting them down at that $300 range,
Yeah.
and even yeah. So there wasn't anything at that time because remember I was running that V-Car Bison because you could get it for like $250, but it was
Yeah.
the same as what was being sold here for like $450.
Right. Right.
But all the parts worked. It was like the exact same car. Anyway, so you start seeing once the brushless became the normal,
Right.
the cost of brushless came down, right? So,
Right. Right.
yeah, we'll see. We may not drop prices, but we may start putting better parts in. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as
I don't
better
know.
servos with Metal Gears becomes the normality,
You would hope so.
you might get better ones that come stock, kind of like we did with motors, right? When is that going to happen to servos?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah. Yeah.
you're
Motors.
ready to run ones that come in and are decent, like
Yeah.
the motors are now. Motors are decent and ready to run cars.
Yeah. And the ESCs. They're decent, even though they're not branded or whatever. They're decent for the most
Yeah.
part.
So we'll see.
I can't get this out. I've never worked on one of these before. Four-wheeler, four-wheel drive buggy,
Yeah.
and the hinge. So like
Which one is that?
the B7
Okay.
So the kids tried it last week or last time we raced and broke it. And I need to fix the A arm, but the C hub, it looks like you just take out a set screw and then like the hinge pin pops out and the A arm comes off.
Mm-hmm.
But the hinge pin's not coming out. And it doesn't feel bent because it's nice and floppy. I just don't know if do I push on it?
I do. I stabbed myself really good.
I know. Right?
Because I was using like a 1.5
Yeah.
millimeter and
Yep.
it wouldn't push, and I was pushing hard and it slipped, stabbed like right to the bone. Oh
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. And
That's not
right
for
into my
me.
guitar playing hand. I was like,
My money maker.
ouch. How did this happen? What's up, Pat Smahi, Pilot Ryan? So he's saying definitely kicking myself a bit for not buying more stuff I wanted in January, right?
So
But hey, I just want to say his videos he's been putting out are awesome.
totes.
Awesome content coming from PSFRC.
Hit me with
Especially the motorcycle stuff where he did the nose wheelie across the skate park thing and dropped it in. Oh, it was sick.
pretty sweet.
Sick stuff. But yeah.
Pretty sweet.
What's up, Nicholas? So yeah. All right, let's get to the RC. I didn't feel well last week.
What?
I didn't end up going Thursday. Dude, I've been going nonstop. So we'd gotten back from Alabama, driven back, and then I had to work evenings. And so I was just burned out, but I also was just exhausted and not feeling well. So I didn't end up going. I didn't go anywhere. I just stayed home and
What a quitter.
chilled and went to bed early.
What a quitter.
Right? I don't remember what I did on Friday. Oh, I went to all the different motorsports shops around here Friday. I'm still looking for a four-wheeler for the boys. We got the one, but
You got one?
well, I traded for the one.
Oh,
You heard about all that, right?
Well,
So
I heard.
I sold all my big monster trucks.
Yeah.
The Vari build is gone.
Right.
The Raminator is gone.
Okay.
And then the beautiful Freestyle RC Bigfoot that won my USTE award is gone. But
this isn't coming out, Tony.
you took out the grub screw that's holding it?
Yeah.
Then it's just about forcing it out, dude. Sorry, Buttercup. What they want to see is a real man that knows how to use tools again.
Hey, well, remember last time you were like, "Hey, don't do that," and I'm like, "Snap," and you're like, "Oh, yeah, there's an easier way." On the LMT, I was working on the LMT axle, and you're like, "Don't pull that off," and I'm like, "Snap, snap, snap!" Broke all the bolts on it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Actual 30. Didn't make it Thursday. Too many full-size projects going on. Yeah, so I mean, I traded and I ended up getting the boys like a 1984 Honda 125 four-wheeler.
Nice.
But it's old. It has zero suspension.
You should have been given them the man card and got them a three-wheeler instead with no suspension.
So it's that same model, those same years, dude. It looks just like those three-wheelers, but it's got four. And it's a 125. It's quick. I mean, but it's also like you got to leave the choke on for 15 minutes and it's smoking and leaking oil, and it's just fun to mess around on.
That's part of it.
So I'll have them working on it, but I talk to people and it's hard to get parts for them after COVID when everybody decided to fix up the stuff they had in their garage.
Right.
And bought parts and all this to get going. So they said, it's going to be tough. Best try and buy another old one and whatever. And We're just gonna run it till it dies. Just keep putting oil in it, letting it burn it, let it leak all over my garage. It's
This
fine.
is America. We can use all the oil we want. Let's go. That's what I'm saying.
Austin at Performance
loud?
Motors in Holland. So I talked to somebody in Holland, Actual 32. I was over in Zealand and I pulled up. I was about to head out somewhere and go to Fox Power Sports.
Oh, you're talking Michigan, Holland. I was like,
Yeah.
when'd you go to
no.
Holland all of a sudden?
We have the Dutch are over here
I
in
was
West
like,
Michigan, and Holland is one of the place. There's wooden shoes there. I mean, we have a little Dutch land, basically,
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
theme park here in Holland.
Sweet.
I think it was Performance Motors that I went to, and I wanted to see if he had anything used too, but he doesn't really sell stuff except used. He'll buy and sell. But he mainly does repairs on stuff. And so that's who I talked to, and he was the one that told me, tough go finding anything on that.
Yeah.
I think that's who it was.
You're like, I'm going to do it anyway.
It's over by Holland Trailer. Let me just see it. I'm going to pull up my maps here.
Bro, I got this to move like 1/8 of an inch. And that's it. Do I do what everyone thinks is the right idea and push it back the 1/8 and see if it kind of moves? Or do I heat it up with my... I bet you that's what I got to do.
It was Austin at Performance Motorsports. Wow. Yeah, so I just happened to walk in there and talk to him. I was hoping to also see if they had any used stuff, and they didn't. So you got it out?
No, it only came out 1/8 of an inch. And I'm wondering if I should heat it up because it's in an aluminum C-hub. So I bet you
want to wallered out.
No.
It tightened up, closed up on it.
No, the aluminum had Loctite on the grub screw. So I bet you there's Loctite that's seeped into where the hinge pin is.
It's locking it up, yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna warm it up a little bit.
No, Axle 32. He does sell them. He said he just didn't have anything at the moment. He said come spring, more will start coming in for him. So yeah.
Well, Darby wants another monster truck.
Yeah, I saw he's almost done with the one he's working on. I'm not getting rid of all my monster trucks. Like I'm keeping pretty much my retros.
Yeah.
My Clodbuster retros.
Nice.
Because I just love them. I'm still like I haven't sold the Freestyle one. Not certain that I'm going to. Like,
don't do it.
I have one person interested, but I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, that's a keeper.
Yeah,
I guess it's pretty special.
Yep.
Also, Freestyle put out an announcement that they're going to start getting stuff working again, starting with like.
Look in there. Sorry, my daughter's down here.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Starting with their transmissions, like they're going through what people want. They want transmission gears made and different things. So that's where they're going to start with their machining, is getting that stuff going out the door again. Because I get it. I think of all the things with the LMT being out, being able to swap out their transmission, the sideways mounted one, and go to something a little more traditional. It looks
so cool. It looks so cool.
Just put that in the middle. Just have a plate made that'll hold that, and in an LMT chassis, and people can mount their motors like we used to,
Yeah.
So, and other aftermarket people could cater to it as well.
Right.
But yeah, anyway,
make it great again.
It's they're pretty sexy transmissions,
big time,
and they're stout. Like they're just stupid stout. So
got it.
Nice.
Got it.
Oh, I'm keeping the little monster trucks for sure. Crawlertrack's got some of the ramps coming, and I can't wait to hit the little mini Groms on it. I still want to get a brushless Grom.
So my buddy PNW RC Life,
yep,
put in a Hobby Wing brushless system
in his older Grom,
in his little Grom.
Yeah,
and it looks wicked fast. Like,
so the only thing with that is updating everything else to handle it, the diffs and the blah blah blah. It's almost just cheaper to buy the already brushless one. By the time I buy a brushless system, buy all the hop ups. But yeah,
that's life, man.
My shop is just south of his. Oh, cool, dude. Yeah, I was over there. So my kids go to school in Zealand, not far from the Big B Coffee and what I call the dentist office subway, which is right. It looks like a dentist office. The strip mall it's in. It's like
That's
two
where I
buildings.
want to go. I want to be like, hey,
And I
after you
actually
do my
think that it is like an orthodontist in the other half of the building. But I always joked when I'd see it, oh, it's like the dentist office looking, because it's what it looked like. The building is like an old. Anyway, I'm over where you work all the time, but I was also looking at trailers because you knew I was looking at some
Oh,
enclosed
yeah.
trailers.
Yeah.
So there's Holland Trailer was right just down the road from them. Basically, yeah, if I stayed on the road that their school's on, do the roundabout, head over, hit Holland Trailer, and then I just went up to like the next light and made a left and was over at that Performance Motorsports. Yeah, I'm looking at a bunch of stuff right now. I need to get my wife a new car. I'm looking at Subarus.
That's what my parents have. My mom works for Subaru.
Yeah.
And they all drive Subarus. I'm like, what a hippie.
Mainly just because it's all-wheel drive. It's got high ground clearance for the snow.
My mom has the Outback
Wilderness?
I think so.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a little taller.
Yep, and it's got the better transmission.
Yeah, so she's driving that right now. My sister has like everyone in my family has Subarus except for me. The hot thing with Subaru,
I love the Subaru commercials that are non-commercials, but they're just like funny memes on internet. That kind of stuff cracks me up.
Subaru tries to get you a lot for the leasing of cars, and I'm yet to drink that Kool-Aid for leasing a car. I should have done it for my business because it would have been a write-off.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't drank the Kool-Aid yet. I feel like Crowder, where I need to have a sign on my.
You want to do it as a lease that way because it's easier to write off. You just the payments and then
for a business,
yeah, easier to deal with the lease than depreciating.
Right.
Payment on buying it outright. Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people do, but
you need a Crosstrek with a lift on it. See, everybody knows what we're talking about. So I like the Crosstrek. I think it's just sportier, cool looking. I still want it to be the Wilderness edition.
My sister drives a Crosstrek. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Hers is the pumpkin spice edition. It's not. It's just it looks like a pumpkin. It's that color.
That gold orange kind of color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very Washington.
But yeah, anyway, so we've been looking. We just got a new Subaru dealer here, like just down the street from us, in the middle of nowhere. It's put in the woods just to be Subaru.
Just to be Subaru. Have to find
this
it.
is where we belong. We're the outdoorsy people.
Yeah.
It's legit in the middle of nowhere. Unica. There's a restaurant there. It's like the best restaurant in town. It's always packed. It's this little just off the beaten path restaurant it's so good. We go there every week for work. We have work meetings there. And it's fantastic. I had wings there today. It was so good.
It's like you have to geocache to find the Subaru dealership.
Yeah, basically. No, you can't miss it. It sticks out like a sore thumb where it is. There's nothing around for miles. It's hilarious.
So
one of the perks is it is close. So if we need stuff done, it's right there.
Well, that's one of the advantages. Axial said leasing has its perks on the right vehicles that like hold their value. That's the thing about Subarus and Toyotas, right? Like,
yeah,
they hold their value a lot. And the thing about that's nice. That's what my mom likes about leasing, and that's what my stepdad likes about leasing is that
just take it to the dealer.
He doesn't have to work on it anymore. Yeah, it's like just take it to the dealership, make them do what they do, and then
And you're always driving a new car.
Yeah,
I like the idea of owning it because if I'm paying into something, I want to have something to show for it at some point, and I can then turn and sell or whatever. But
yeah, and I want to be that guy where if I get mad, I want to kick in the door and be like, "That's my car that I can kick in the door."
If only Subarus held their oil, Henry.
Yeah,
there you go.
So
yeah, so the only RC I touched this week, going back to my busyness.
Why didn't you just call me an idiot? Why
I
didn't
got
you say?
distracted.
Why didn't you be like, Pablo, you're doing it wrong. Don't put the
Was it
whole
one of
front end.
those hinge pins that was stuck?
No, it's the one all
Oh.
the way down at the C hub.
Okay.
But what I did is I put it all back together, and guess who forgot to put the axle back in?
Yeah.
This guy. Yeah. It's okay. Well, all folk music hipster hat today.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I had this made on Amazon.
Oh,
Yeah.
fancy.
I was actually looking for this bass. I couldn't remember what it said, but this guy had this really cool bass guitar, something. And I was looking everywhere for it and I couldn't find it. I'm like, I don't know. I just want a cool hat. I'm just going to make one that says make music. And then you just type in what you want and it makes in the poofy, like
Nice.
3D stick out
Yeah.
super trucker hat.
Full on.
I'm not wearing a flat brim. So I'm wearing it because I'm exhausted, tired, burned out this week a little too. And it's not, it doesn't, those flathead ones really pull on my head with my big head.
You got to get the ones that fit. That's kind of.
Yeah, but then they're too big and they fit weird. Anyway, what I was saying was before I got interrupted, still trying to finish the story. Oh, I didn't really touch RCs because I wasn't feeling well last Thursday. So after we talked, I was gonna go comp on Thursday. Didn't get to because I didn't feel well, bailed. Then I started talking about going to look at 4-wheelers. Anyway, got down a rabbit hole. The only RC I touched all week was that mighty FJ or whatever that I sold. I had to box it up and I cleaned it. I even got out the Armor All wipes.
That's awesome.
And I wiped it all down for him.
That's so unlike
Made
you.
it smell good. And well, because I sold him that one son of a digger, and it was not clean when I sold it because I'd taken it to several monster truck shows and had it out. Yeah,
nice.
to look at, and it just gets covered in dust that they throw. But
Yeah, that's funny. This is the first time I've touched an RC. Actually, I take that back too. Sunday. So you know how you hate selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, right?
Yes.
I've had this trophy rat on Facebook Marketplace forever. And I'm like, why isn't this thing selling? And this guy messaged me a while ago and he's like, hey, I want to buy your thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he flaked out for like 2 days. And he's like, oh, my transmission went out in my car. Can you drive it out to me? I'm like, how about no? And so, and then like a week later, he hits me up and he goes, hey, my car's running again. Can I come and get it? This is Sunday night. And I'm at work because I have to work now like 24/7. So I'm at work and I'm like,
at your shop work?
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right. So I came home and I grabbed it and I had to wipe it down, just like you said, and give it to him. But so that's the only time I touched an RC. But you mentioned something with an F, and I don't know if you saw FMS's new release coming soon.
No.
But they got some splaining to do.
Uh-oh.
Because this is curious to me.
1/10 scale.
What does that look like that just came out not too long ago? That is also a Ford. And what else did they do when they did their Jimmy? That also looked like another company underneath the Jimmy.
They got the Ford logo next to that though, so I'm guessing it's licensed.
I'm talking about the whole thing.
Bigfoot?
Yeah, it looks exactly like the Traxxas Bigfoot.
Oh.
That's why I'm like
a Flash-ish. I see
yeah.
independent suspensions.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like,
are there more pictures?
No, there's just that one that I saw. And I was like, you guys got some splaining, guys. I'll see if there's anything else.
Oh, Stampede-ish.
Yeah. No, that's the only picture. It says coming soon.
4-wheel drive or 2x?
It's on their website. I don't have their website. Let's see. Yeah.
And they did have that crawler that Harley said was very
That's what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
was So I was like,
interesting.
yeah, I'm like, FMS will be coming soon.
That FMS is 2-wheel drive, just like with 13 Garage. Hey, Dirk.
Yep. Here, I'll
Pick it up
share.
with China Copyright Office.
Hold on, share screen.
He says, now I want to do an RC review. Send me one. Nice.
Here you go. Can you see it?
Yeah. Those rims look terrible. High roller. Oh, dude, it's high rollers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even look at
High
that.
roller too.
First blood.
Ah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
What?
That's all they have.
Wait, so go over roll over the on the right. See where it says no, up to your right.
Right here.
High roller. Yep. Click. First blood. Black. Oh, that is sweet. They'll still look like they're those
They look like the Charisma
water. The black and red especially looks like the Charisma one, right?
Yeah.
The little one that they had for a bit.
Yeah.
Those look pretty sexy. Something's weird about the A
arms in the front.
pillar, like the shaping, but
it's not bad.
Not terrible.
I've seen worse. I like how it has the clip retainers.
They remind me of the old Stampede wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Gravedigger ones I had with the.
It doesn't say.
How much is it?
It doesn't say.
2-wheel drive. I want to see more pictures.
That's it. That's all you get. Coming soon. New.
I want the First Blood one.
It's only in the US of A. There you go. What happens if I minimize? Oh, I guess I can't minimize it when I'm sharing. Remove.
Buddited.
Crazy, right?
Yep. Anyone doesn't get that reference, it's a Homestar Runner one. Buddited.
I like the Homestar Runner. So, I think I beat the tariffs.
The tariffs?
Mm-hmm.
On what?
On my last order from Team Associated.
Ooh. What did you get?
Daddy treated himself.
All right.
Nothing that you'd be into.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you know.
The race buggy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I know.
What did I do with my last race buggy?
Huh?
Sold one of them still new in the box for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And then I gave you my other one.
Oh, it's
fully outfitted. And I even left the transmitter in it for you.
I know. That's
got a bonus.
Right here.
Yeah,
right here.
I meant to take that out, but anyway, here we are.
Did you really? I'll send it back to you.
No, I'm good.
Oh.
I don't race anything that requires them. And I have one of them sitting in a suitcase if I did need it.
Gotcha.
I don't even know what I'd want out of a new RC these days.
So that was kind of a struggle that I had. Let's talk about this, Tony. Let's talk this out. Let me get back let me sit back on the couch and talk about this.
Okay, let's have a fireside chat. The only thing I want is the Megalodon. But beyond that,
Oh, okay. I was like, the who?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the
I
Mini
got, yeah.
LMP.
Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. So I wanted to do like I wanted to kind of like get something right that I was like, this would be good for me. And of course, I looked at some basher stuff, but I was like, we just don't go out and bash. I don't have any time. Like we don't do that. What's up, RC Patina guy?
What's
Been
up?
a while. So I was like, I wasn't really sure. I don't need another crawler. I just don't. And I don't have time to build one really right now. And so I was like, I was looking at the SR7, the Hoonigan,
Mm.
the big dog one,
To take out at work to the parking lot and
and just
throw
make
rocks
everybody
at your
jealous.
coworkers' cars.
Yeah, exactly. I thought about getting that, and I was like, and I was like, I probably shouldn't. And then I looked at there's a couple other like I thought about getting a rally car or maybe getting another rally car, like, but I couldn't land on anything.
Yeah.
To your point, I was like, what is there? And I thought about maybe I get 2 Groms, right? And just have fun with the kids. Couldn't
The
land on it.
Grom is on my list.
Yeah.
The new Sen Rally would be one that if I were to choose one right now, I'd probably choose that.
Yeah. So Movie Amon said, what are you talking about? You can always use another crawler. Not me, man. Like I've got enough that I don't even, I mean, like I go, yes, I want another one, but I have like 3 on the bench, including one that's, or not including yours on the bench that I just don't ever get to finish building them. Like I start it and then I'd stop, start it and stop. So I ended up thinking, okay, what could I get the most mileage of? So enter another B7. So B7 two-wheel
If you
drive
raise
buggy.
in.
Huh?
Oh, you already raced, so just be an upgrade for yourself.
Yeah, because I'm running a B62, my kid's old one, and it's like, it's not,
If you want any chance of whooping your kid, you got to have the best.
bro. Their cars are
And
straight
you have
up.
to sabotage theirs.
I know, yeah, their cars are straight up like spaceships now, and I'm like, there's no way. There's just
Yeah.
no way. So I'm like, okay, but here's the other ulterior motive. So I was like, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll race 17.5 this summer, and the kids can still race 21.5. But then because it's all the same car, if they want to try 17.5, they
They
can
can
just
run yours. Yeah.
put their body on and then run it in 17.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 17.5 will be a really good. I think it'd be really good for Dalton because it's a little bit different of a class where it's like if you make one mistake, you don't lose the whole thing.
That's a good way to do it, though.
Yeah.
When you want new ones, sell old ones. And
Yep.
I think that's
Yep.
where I'm at. But you kind of do that already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that, yeah, the overwhelmingness of mine is that I didn't do that, and it just kept piling up and piling up.
Yeah.
To the point
See
where
it.
you're overwhelmed by it, even looking at it and being in the
Yep.
room. So,
Yep.
yeah, I'm trying to get to that point. That way, there will be some that I want, right? Like,
Right.
'cause right now, the thought of adding more is like, no.
So like when I sold that trophy rat, it was in great shape. And then I was looking for the radio. I couldn't find the radio. And because I put, my radio on it for shooting video on it. And then I looked in the garage and I was like, oh yeah, I have a granite in here. I was like, I should probably, but the granite's hammered. So I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I should, and it's not in a position where I could like I wouldn't want to just give it to a kid because there's too much work to do. Like it needs a servo, needs a radio now, like all that kind of stuff. So it's like, what do I do? Do I give it to a kid? Do I put it on the shelf outside of the parts store at our track and be like $50 and then just buy a set of tires for like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I was like, ooh. So that I'm stoked that I got that. So now I can
Yeah.
like kind of be competitive.
Nice.
I mean, they've got like titanium this, aluminum that, ceramic this, magnesium that, carbon this. Like, I mean, my kids' cars are like seriously little spaceships. Like, and
Nice.
I'm gonna be running not a spaceship, but it's still going to be pretty dope. So
Box stock.
yeah, so it should be pretty cool. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see where we go with it. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But I did want something to play with though. That was the problem. I was like, what do I play with? I thought about getting the little ones that were kind of like mini Z's.
Dude, they got the mini bees back out.
I know. But see, the thing is like you need 2 or 3
buggies.
of those to play with, right? Like, if you're just by yourself, it's not as fun to me. Like, it'd be way more fun if I had 2, and then at least me and the kids could take turns.
Yeah. Sell a few cars with the money I make. One really great custom crawler. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. And then I don't sell my custom crawler, like the fancy ones.
But see, when you get down to where you only have 1 or 2 or 3, it's easier to go full custom with them than when you have
Yeah,
a bajillion
100%.
and yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you're spending all your money just on the parts to keep them working. And so my plan is I'm probably tomorrow getting head down to the garage and I'll probably go live. I haven't done that in a while
Yeah.
either. Just do a live wrench, kind of
Mhm.
chat with people about what the cars are, what broke on it, and why it broke. Just because I gave them to kids that never run RCs before and let them just go to town. No
Yeah.
supervision, just here it is. I'm
Yep.
not watching you. I'm not gonna just go have fun
Yep.
and bring them back broken every 5 minutes. We'll just put them in a pile and I'll get to them one day. I just sat down, bought all the parts for them, and they're sitting in box. The main thing is I gotta find the box of parts that I brought to the garage a month or 2 ago
Mhm.
and get everything mapped out. So I've got repairs for the Traxxas Max, the Wide Max, the little one. Then I've got for my favorite little FMS, the LC80 one
Yeah.
that they had, but it was like their good crawler one with no interior and all that. The one that I said was out of the box, one of the best.
Yeah.
Put brass wheels on it, take the shocks off, do these couple things, and it's awesome. So I got to
Yeah.
repair that. Somebody messed up the diff in that. But I bought new ones, and then all the 3S lineup. I mean, those are the ones I just hand to kids. I'm like, just go have fun.
Just go break it.
And yeah, so the Granite, they blew the tires off. Those tires on the new Granite 3S suck. I'm just gonna be the one to say it. They suck. I had the original Granite, like one of the first brushless ones, and it was the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
I gave it to a guy because I bought the Max, I was doing YouTube, and I was getting everything that came out, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, what's that you're running? I'm like, here's what I'm running. He's like, I want to get an RC. I'm like, well, this is like $600. He's like, oh, is there something like cheaper? I'm like, well, they make this like 3S line from Arma that's I think as good as this, lands better, blah, blah, blah. And they're like $300. And he's like, will you sell me yours? I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, yeah, $100, it's yours.
Yeah.
He took it I was like, fine, like I'm gonna get another one.
Yeah.
Because it was so good.
Yeah.
But these new ones, man, the tires are so soft, they literally explode. If you're backflipping the thing,
Yeah.
they just
Rip right off.
and I was like to the kids, I'm like, you guys, when it's over, you can't just hold it like that. You're gonna blow them up. And then I go and do it. Like I literally bought a new set of tires,
Yeah.
$30, right? To get 2, blew it right away. Like first run with it out of it. I'm like, oh, holy crap. Just doing a backflip off a tree.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dang. So then yeah. It was awful. Anyway.
We beat Medicare. I just
What? Oh.
He kind of stalled
Oh,
out for
Jeremy
a
said
second.
I did that this weekend. Let some people use my LMTs and they broke. Both broke. Oh.
Uh,
Yeah, they go in batches. Anyway, it's crazy how easy the tires destroy.
yeah.
Flip side of that, you get like the Vortex and they're like belted and it doesn't flip well at all.
Right.
The other ones were in the middle, like that thing flipped perfectly. Back flips, front flips. It was so good. And then they did something with the compounder or changed the tire they used completely. I don't know, but they suck now. I can't stop blowing them up. So I got to find something else that'll work. But you go to Pro Lines and they're heavier and they start breaking diffs and other things because of the rotating mass weight. So it's one of those tough. Maybe I'll just get big rock tires for it, even though they don't expand as much.
Yeah.
They're still pretty awesome rippers, but
You're making me so the reason why I don't drive my Granite is because I destroyed the body.
yeah.
And I never wanted it's like I never got another body for it. So you're making me want to go out and play with my Granite again.
You probably have
I-
the good tires still with the original early one.
Original. Yep. Yep. So I should go out and so it's got an aftermarket, just El Cheapo brushless motor and ESC that always comes undone. And then it also had and so all I need to do is put a servo and a radio in it and find a body. None of my bodies I have fit it. That's the thing that sucks. It's like nothing is cross compatible with that one.
What do you think Orange Wide Max rocks?
Original.
So originally it wasn't a Wide Max when they came out. It was just the Max. That's when I told the other kid he'd be better off with the Granite because that thing was just didn't land well with the short arms and it was impossible to control it. That was just but put Wide Max on it. I agree. It's amazing. And then they started selling it that way. And as soon as I did, I bought one.
Nice.
I said I would. I sold it and said, this is dumb. You guys knew it was a problem because you had the wide arms like a month after you released it. You had a whole influx, but you never switched it and started selling it with it. We had to buy these upgrade kits and we had to buy longer drive shafts. And it was just, you'd spend $600 on a car and to make it fun, you had to spend another $120 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I hate that.
And so I'm like, nah, it's dumb. So I got rid of it. And I said, if they ever just sell it as one Wide Max, like they should have in the beginning, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
And they did. So I bought it. But
joke's on you, Tony. Joke is on you.
put Granite tires on the Vortex made it great. The new Granite tires, the main thing, the tires on it actually hook up really well. It's just if you're trying to flip it, if you peg full trigger and hold it in order to get the rotations, they just literally grenade. Like chunks of rubber come flying off, like big pieces.
That's no good.
Yeah.
No one ever wants that.
And I've done it to 4 of them now.
Old.
Yeah. No, I haven't driven it that much because it just keeps doing that. But it's expensive to keep switching tires on it.
Yeah, it is.
So I got to find some solution for that. Because that truck's in great condition because I did buy it. It was the last one I got of the buying the 3S lineup.
Yeah. Watching you drink your drink makes me forget that I need to drink mine. I'm giving up pop tomorrow.
Ooh.
For all of Lent, I'm giving up pop.
Pap.
And eating past 8
pop. And eating past 8.
Yep.
I
wanted
only eat. So I did a little while where I only ate between 2 and 7.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I didn't eat breakfast. And lunch was late. So I'd eat in a 5-hour window from 2 to 7 and then nothing else. I felt great when I was doing it.
I bet. I don't think I hate it when I'm like, I don't think I can, because of course I can. It's just a matter of like everyone should have to dump
$500 into a T-Max or E-Max. It builds character. Okay, yeah, the old tires, the old Granite tires are awesome.
Yeah.
I just need to find an old set of them. That original Granite was awesome.
Mine is, I don't think I broke anything on mine ever. Except for the shocks.
In terrible condition. Yeah, the shocks do pull apart.
The shocks suck. And well, not just that, but they also
leak oil.
Leak terribly. Like, oh man, they're so bad. So
I just run them though, dude. Like,
oh, I know.
I'm not refilling them. Whatever they got. They're just gonna do. It's just a batcher.
I put the original.
Proline makes good ones for it though.
Yeah, I put the original. What was the Red Cat monster truck? What tires? What whatever those shocks were, the Red Cat monster truck. What was that called? Ground Pounder.
Mm,
I put those shocks on
those are
it because
big
they
shots.
fit. They fit though,
Yeah.
and I did it on the back, and then on the front, I did the T Max shocks on the front,
Okay.
and they did fine after that.
Speaking of food time, RC Patina guys out.
Take it easy. Enjoy your food. Low C monster trucks are better.
Yeah, low C monster trucks are where it's at.
They're all right.
They're not at the basher that the T Max or the E Max are.
I'm trying to get motivated to take apart the whole rear end of my son's buggy.
Why would you do that?
Because we got new spaceship gears to put in it.
Why doesn't he put them in?
Because he doesn't work on his RC car. He's cold.
His sister put it in.
He's cold trickle.
Yeah, he's gonna be the guy that just fly me in for the race.
Yeah.
The day of.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll drive the daylights out of that car, and then I'll get on my plane and go home.
Yeah, he's like, I won't make a fool of you, Harry.
The LMT is what I dreamed my Emax was 20 years ago. Yeah, man, right?
Yep.
That's
I tell
the only
you,
monster trucks options you had, other than like Cloudbusters, but yeah.
Did I tell you Olivia broke Dalton's and I didn't tell him?
Oh no.
Remember how I said it was her first time out there giving it a rip?
Yeah.
Wow.
She broke it.
She broke it. But it wasn't like a full break. I heard it and I was like,
Let him run it broken.
Well, it was one of those jump and land on the front wheel. And I was like, I heard a pop, but I didn't see anything. And then when I brought it in, it was cracked underneath the Heim joint where the shock goes. And I was like, that'll do it.
That done did it.
Yep. So I told her, I was like, all right, I got you the part. Now you just have to fix it without him knowing.
So, did you see the sale they had on the new Spectrum radios? I got an email about it. They're running. Let me see. There's a sale thing here. Spring break save.
No.
$549, $180 off.
It's an expensive radio.
But $549's probably with the right spot for it in that comparison with the other companies they're competing against. Because it's less than you'd pay for the race radios.
It's pretty much right there.
No, not the big dogs. The D7.
The Sanwas.
What's the other one?
There's Sanwa and Futaba FX10 or whatever they are.
Yeah, those are expensive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In other news with that, though.
$549, I think that's like where I would, that's tempting.
Fly Sky just dropped. They fully announced their new one, but it didn't have anything to say about how much it was going to be.
Huh. And
that's the one that I want to get the kids, because the thing about so here's the thing, when you're buying those radios, like the Sanwa radio, I almost got Olivia one for Christmas this year. But then the receivers are stupid expensive. They're like $100 for the receiver.
Well, the nice thing is with the new thing that they're doing with the protocols on the other ones is when you buy these ready to runs, you don't have to buy a new receiver for them.
Yeah.
With Spectrum stuff. So that's a cool kind of, anyway.
I agree.
A little more tempting.
Yeah, I agree with that. But like the radios themselves, so if anyone knows how much that Fly Sky is, let me know, because I'm dying to find out. I'm hoping
quite a bit less than the others have been mentioned.
Well, like the Noble is, a $500 radio or whatever it is, Noble Plus.
Oh, is it? I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah, the Noble Plus Pro or whatever It's pretty pricey. But the Fly Sky, I am hoping it's like under $200. Because if it's under $200, then I think all of us are gonna get it because it looks really good.
Nice.
It looks really, really good. And for how cheap the radios are, I'm all about it. Not the radios, the receivers. But I couldn't find it. Couldn't find out how much it was. Why is this car so many buttons? ISXR is awesome. I saw the video that RC Review did.
Yeah. On the
Well,
ISXR.
yeah, well, I saw it kind of from a distance. I was working and I had it on. But there's a lot of other functions that I didn't know existed in that. Like he had it playing YouTube videos or something like that. And I was like, what? Like if it, I don't know. Because it was running the Android
Yep.
software. I was like, that's kind of cool. I have nothing against, I would rather get a Spectrum than get a Flatlander. Said he has an MT4 with 4 receivers. See, I looked at getting an MT4 because that one's not a very expensive radio compared to the other Sanwas. But yeah, the receivers are 60. Make me an offer. Well, I want to see how much this Fly Sky is first. Because if the Fly Sky is the right price, then the receivers are all good, and then it makes sense because I want to get everybody in the race program on the same radio. I told you that, right? My idea of doing the same radio for all 3 of us.
Yeah.
So that we can just hand off the car and be like, do you like this setup? Do you like this setup? Like, see if it works. I think that's the best way to go. Dude, can I take off? No, I can't.
Same frame rates and latency as my 7PX.
Yep, it's a good. Yeah,
It's
Sanwa's a
quick.
good. Yeah, Sanwa's a really good one. It's just the receivers are expensive. That's the only when. So like we're racing. So this summer. So like let's just say Dalton. Dalton will have his buggy, a truck, his e-buggy. So he'll have 3. Olivia will have 3. I'll have 3. Olivia might have 4 because of the nitro.
Hmm.
And then, so that's 7 right there. And then my 3, 10. And then whatever we do with this Wheeler would be 11. I feel like I'm missing one. But either way, that's a lot of receivers at $80 a pop.
Yeah.
Or whatever the Sanwa ones are. What are we bashing as of late? Only thing I've bashed was the LMT. That's the last thing I did.
Team Crowley Punisher.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
I just need to do it with dry ground and see how it handles. So I couldn't get any traction at all. And now it's too muddy. I don't really want to run it.
How much are the Groms? I just had an idea. What are they, like $200?
2. They were, so they're probably 220 now.
Arg.
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
So I was thinking there's a lot of guys out there and we have a pretty good sized parking lot at this place that I'm working. We should get a bunch of people together and get the same vehicles and have parking lot races.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun. I thought about that earlier today because the owner drives a Mini Cooper and Harley was talking about the Tamiya re-release of the Mini Cooper. And I was like, how cool would that be to have like 6 Mini Coopers out there running little road races? Yeah, Italian job style, running the thing. Yeah, they'll continue to make the LMT. That one's not going away. I don't think. What do you think?
Oh, it's coming back.
You don't think it's on its heels?
No. Nope. They're just doing a refresh, just like a lot of them have gotten. Like now it's what, the 223 instead of the 3S.
Mm-hmm.
They all got all those armors got refreshed. It's just getting a refresh. It'll be back.
It'll be back.
I know the trouble is waiting.
The trouble?
Yeah, waiting, having to wait.
Oh, I was like, who's the trouble? Why are they waiting?
Nobody wants to wait.
Nope. Oh, I don't want to do this, Tony. There's so much to take apart for this. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to. Gonna do it.
Don't do it.
I know. I shouldn't do it. I should make him do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Make him do it.
So, what else you got going on?
Just that, and then trying to find cargo trailer is one of the things that I would like to get
Yeah.
for multiple uses and for storage over winter of things like bikes, mountain bikes, and stuff we're not using
Yeah.
because they just take up so much space in a garage.
It's true. Have you heard that?
I mean, they were testing LMT stuff. It was seen at the last World Finals race in California last year. So they're in product testing for stuff. So it's just going to get some kind of an update. I don't know if it'll get any of the parts that they did for the TLR Tune one. Hopefully they'll do the bigger screws into the axle. You know, some of those little things that they did for axle. I like it. Rusty parts. I'm hoping some of the axle stuff will show up in the new LMT that was in the TLR Tune one. But I honestly don't have any insider information on it other than I saw some wheels or tires, maybe wheels too, definitely tires that they were testing out, and then some other stuff. So there's the LMT's not going away. They just dropped the new mini LMT with the Megalodon, so maybe we'll see some different bodies. I don't know, but you tore off that. You have to get the screws
for the transmission? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for the diff and stuff and the rear, like A arms, you don't have to, but the transmission. That's why I was like, man, I don't want to do this. But I've got I made a bunch of extra ones, so we're okay. Bro, can you hear my nose whistle?
No.
Hmm.
No, that's like sniffing. It's in your head, probably. You hear it.
No. You ever get that though when you can hear your nose whistle? Like it's like, wee. So yeah. I'm at work the other day. There it goes.
That was it. I heard that one. I heard one. I heard a whistle there.
So I'm at work.
Hold on. I do like the Megalodon. I wouldn't have chosen that as my next option, just to answer him really quick. But I like that there's another option, and I would buy it.
I wish they would have done like Avenger for the next one or something
They sell the body now. Remember?
I know. Yeah, but like for a mini LMT, that'd be rad.
Oh, that's true.
That'd be super rad.
EXB LMT. Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I'm at work the other day and I'm sitting there and I have one earbud in and I'm like, is that my nose? Like I could hear, I could hear like the, yeah. So I'm like, and then I took my earbud out and I blew my nose and I'm like, he's like, pick it. I blew my nose and I'm like, it's not my nose.
Pick it.
And I'm like, it's not my nose. And then I heard it again. I'm like, that's gotta be a bird. And so I sit there and I wait and I have a window in my office thing. And I'm like, it's gotta be a bird. And then still no. And I was like, does anyone else hear this bird? Like, like out of quiet office, I'm like about to like go find a shotgun to take out this bird. And the purchasing lady down the way, she goes, that's my computer. It's got some kind of virus. Every time I hit delete, it's a seagull that caused or whatever. And I was like,
That's a different problem.
she's like, you can hear that? And I'm like, yeah. And I told her I thought it was my nose. And she starts cracking up. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I thought it was my nose, man. It's just like, wee. I'm just like,
That's funny.
playing tricks on me. I can use the blacked out frame of a Megalodon or another body and use the Megalodon body in the aquarium.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's what I do like about the Megalodon is that it comes with blacked out chassis parts.
Real fishes. Comes with the goldfish, like the fair.
Mm. Probably already dead, but
Yeah.
no
It's
fault.
all right.
Horizon for it.
Yeah. That's funny. That is funny. I like it. So we're getting back into racing.
Is that
That's why-
season?
Well, it's always been that season, but for some reason we had like a 4-week hiatus on the schedule. And so now it's like boom, boom, boom. So now we have race 8, I believe, this weekend, 2 weeks off. And then the week out, week after that is
How's the
race
point stuff going?
So Olivia's still in first place. She's got like
Okay.
a 10-point lead, I think, on
So if she doesn't have catastrophe, she should have it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think if she doesn't have catastrophe this race, it's where she locks it in. We were trying to lock it in early, but I think this race is like the lock in. It locks other people out if she podiums in this race, because with her drops, like she has a drop right now, a drop of 98, like is is one of her drops. So she should be okay. Which one do I take off here? I think it's this one. Yeah, so she should be doing okay.
Oh, poor Dalton.
Why?
Because you're distracted and you're working on his car.
Oh yeah, I know, right? I'm like, yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
I know he's gonna go out there and his wheel's gonna fall off.
That's what I'm saying.
You're like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But no, so she should have it locked in on points. Dalton's not in the hunt, I don't think, unless something drastic happens in the last couple races. I think he's sitting. He might be top 10 actually for 21.5. Now that I think about it, which is pretty rad. Like if he could do top 10 for his first season in 21.5, I mean that's a super competitive class. So. I have to figure
I like
out
the blue, the anodized blue turnbuckle.
Oh yeah.
It's nice.
Bro, am I like stripping this out or is it actually coming? It's going.
James Smith, I have to find out what the toy acts like as a slippery clutch. That could be bad. I have one of them like that. The what's the semi truck looking one that they had? The Cloudbuster.
Bullhead.
I have a bullhead that slips when you really throttle.
Ooh.
Something in
the
axles is jacked up.
Those big plastic Tamiya gears.
Those never go bad though. That's
I know.
Crazy. I'm not even running brushless, so there's something just set up wrong.
So that we were having this conversation on Facebook. Some guy in the crawler thing said, "What's a good first crawler?" And of course, people went to Vanquish because it's a great car, a great crawler.
Yep.
Oh man, everything's just yard sale. ugh, hate this part. It's like, seriously, it's a yard sale. Might as well just be rebuilding his whole car. Dang it. Come on, Tony.
I did not do this. This is all on you.
It's a bad decision. That's what it is. Anyways, what was I saying before I was so disgusted at myself for taking
You're asking
apart?
if you stripped it.
No, not that. Look at this.
Um,
Look at this mess. It's just like a carcass of like shims and
Oh, crawlers.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we were talking about like entry level like first crawlers, right? Everyone went to Vanquish in the chat. And
Yep.
like it's a good one, but it's a like entry
I would
level.
be with them probably.
Really? Well, they were
The
talking
original ready to runs, like it's you get a decent amount. So many of the ready to run axials in that cost so much now because they're like so scaled out.
Well, that's the thing. So
I feel like
I'm
you get more
still
for your Vanquish, or I would get an element.
yeah, that's what I said. I said an element because Vanquish to me is your next step, in my opinion.
Depends on what the price difference was.
It's pretty substantial. Look how free that transmission is. That's all the gears in his transmission. Can you see that?
You're off camera.
Oh. You can't even hear it.
Yeah. It's smooth.
You can't even hear that. Look at that. That's Witt's bearings for you right there, my friend.
Ceramics.
Oh yeah.
Cheating.
Oh yeah. Cheating? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say anything. Why would I say something?
Hey.
What?
Hey, if you don't get caught, it's not cheating, Tony.
Yes, it is. Cheater.
It's all right. What's your opinion on magnetic body mounts?
Hate them.
Ooh. Hate them. Wow, Tony.
Hate them.
Hate's such a strong word.
And I hate them. Hate.
Really?
Yeah. Hard T.
No pop filter. Take that filter off your mic and just be like, hate. Oh,
Hate.
that was pretty painful.
This thing's actually, did it do it?
Yeah.
Okay. What, the taking off was painful or the?
Yeah.
Okay.
It like went, it sounded like metal hitting each other. Ching. It's like, oof. Painful.
Dig a dent.
Yep. All right. There we go. There's one transmission full of hair. Now I got to take this whole thing apart. Crazy. If it's not in the rule book, it's fair game.
Not true.
Totally.
What?
If a guy was to build a custom rig with intentions. Oh, hold on a second before I get to this question. Let me finish my lament on first RCs. So people were talking about because we were talking about transmission and whatnot, axle gears. We're talking about about popping gears in the transmission on an element. And I was like, I don't know what you've heard, but I've never popped a gear in a transmission on an element. I've done the third member, like the pumpkin, the ring and pinion, but they kind of fixed that by changing the direction of what it rotates. And when I did it, it was like jamming on it, U4 style with a 3300 3S setup. Like it was ripping. So that's not typical aspect. But
No.
I actually said, and I think we had this talk before on the show, where to me, in my opinion, I took out the metal gears of my element transmission and I went back to plastic because it's like 10 times quieter.
Oh, they're so loud.
And it's such a more
They're really not needed. Let's be honest.
They're not for the and
unless you're really getting bound up in junk, which
right. I only had it for my U4 trucks and for my what's it called? Not King of the Hammers. What was the TTC tough truck
Mhm.
competition?
For
Those are
that
the
kind
only
of stuff, I could see where you would. Or
yeah,
if you're
that's
in
the
mud
only
or
time.
things like that where you're really having
Not
to
even
crank
in mud.
power well, if you're really fighting mud, it's a lot of resistance, but still.
Yeah.
If you're just general crawling and basic light,
No.
even comp stuff, you're not gonna really be
Nah.
custom rig with intention of donating it. Beat the Creek or the Gauntlet. That's tough. I mean, I've never been to Beat the Creek, but I hear it's the biggest thing. Would you be able to find somebody to give it to there?
Or what's the
How would you
what
know to
are you
or would you
donating it to a group? Like what how is that working?
do
I would say something axial based or element.
he's just saying which event, Beat the Creek or Gauntlet.
Oh. Oh, I thought he was talking about what vehicle.
I mean, so it's just really how are you gonna plan to do the giveaway? How are you like are you gonna find somebody ahead of time that's in need, or it may be busy at the creek to Beat the Creek to be able to find somebody, but you'd have a bigger pool of people. Where at the Gauntlet, a lot of people know each other and everybody, and would very easily be able to even at that be able to point you in the direction of somebody that would be deserving of it. I think
Mhm.
because so many of them know each other and it's pretty tight. So I think you'd be able to find a deserving kid at it pretty easily. And I've never been to Beat the Creek to know how it's set up, but with the way the camping is and everything at the Gauntlet, it would be pretty easy. But I've heard that it's pretty similar at Beat the Creek, so it's hard to say.
Don't let me forget that I just dropped a screw into my shoe for when I try to put this back together. I'm like, where'd that screw go? And I feel it go all the way down in my shoe. So don't let me forget. That's where it's at.
And I could never, Jeremy Smith could never get magnets to hold on monster trucks. Right.
Oh no.
Nope. I don't even like them on my mini crawlers. They just pop off too easy. The bodies when you're up against
Yeah.
rocks or whatever, it just slides them off.
Only time I like them.
I prefer Velcro over magnets. It stays in place better.
Yep. The only time I like it is on drift cars.
Yeah. The click lock Velcro, the plastic to plastic stuff, that stuff really holds.
Yeah, that's what I use on everything.
That stuff, I mean, you could risk damaging the body taking it off. It sticks so
The
good.
paint, yeah, the paint would
Could
rip
peel
right
the
off.
Velcro right off. The adhesive might be less than the bond between the Velcro pieces. But
Yep.
in that case, you just do small pieces so you're not clicking a whole bunch together.
Yeah.
You kind of find out where that happy medium is by doing small pieces and then just adding. So Frankie says Beat the Creek is a really great place to do that.
There you go. Okay. So I don't know why.
I do.
So these are
I know.
cut gears, cut plastic gears machined that are replacing my stock gears.
Yep.
Why are they better?
They're quieter.
Why? Better machined?
Because they're plastic. Metal to metal is loud.
No, these are plastic. My
Oh, your old ones are?
stock ones are plastic, but these are cut plastic gears. Is what they
Oh,
call
instead
them,
of injection.
I guess.
Huh.
I don't know. Anyone know what the difference is? They feel light. Maybe they're lighter.
You probably can use a different type of plastic.
Well, and the other
higher heat resistance and all that.
yeah, the other thing that I've heard about these is that certain plastics lubricate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
That sounds like false teachings.
it's not, Tony. Just go with it, okay?
It feels like you're lying.
Okay. Just go with it. I don't need to hear any more of that poop. Shut your mouth. Ron Burgundy. Maybe they aren't injection molded. Maybe they're CNC'd. So am I just paying for glam then? CNC'd versus injection molded. I can't, to the naked eye. Well, I guess I can because these ones are worn. We'll see. If he wins this weekend, I'm like, let's go.
I'm doing it to all of them.
Yep. Well, I am actually. Both the kids got them, so not just. So their gears were kind of chunky, and one of the guys at the track, he was like, "Ooh, I think you need some new gears." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, you know what? I think you need new gears.
Uh,
Shut up.
Yeah. What did Axel say? He says, "Stronger plastics formed in a block."
And
Then
cut, yeah.
Sure.
Especially out to the points. I bet you've got just better
Everything.
Better lines. You know, well, you're injecting, you know, so I just feel like your teeth will be stronger the way that they're cut versus injected.
It's very stealth mode. Isn't it crazy? I just took apart the whole car just to swap these 3 little gears out.
Doesn't seem right.
Well, that's the thing. You rarely get into these gears with these cars. It's mostly the diff and stuff, which is really easy to get to. What's up, Dave Walter? Those gears have more contact area, better hold. All right, I'll believe it. Less shrinkage and cut gears. Okay.
Those are all the things I was thinking.
Team Corelli.
Say out loud.
Kagama versus Punisher. What's your thoughts, Tony?
Punisher, because the body's cooler, but it's the same truck. They're legit the same car, different bodies.
I don't know if I have any gear oil here, Tony.
You're in trouble. You have any nutter butter? Butter butter?
Gross. Butter butter. No, not that kind of. I need bearing oil. That's what I need.
Bearing oil. You don't use the white lithium grease?
In here.
Is it going on the bearings or on your gears?
On the bearings. There's enough.
Video is dropping, Tony. Oh no.
Yeah, I see yours kind of fading out.
Did you have the 3D printer box? Oh, before I mailed it? RC Jeep guy. No, I actually found the box for the Kyosho little square tracks. What are they called? Those silly things that cost like $80 for those little pressed.
Oh yeah, the crawling terrain.
Yeah, I found that terrains. That's it. The terrain, and that box was perfect. Cut down. You know, it's a perfect width and length. So it's just too tall. So I just cut slits down the size of the box, folded it in, and taped it up. So it's very decorative box coming to your step, RC Jeep guy.
Nice.
Don't go like celebrating thinking you got crawler tracks, terrain. Not crawler tracks. That's a different brand. I shouldn't use that name. Kyosho terrains. But yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
But I cleaned it with Armor All. You missed it earlier.
Yeah.
Armor All wipes.
Yeah, your video is.
Hey, Dave Walter.
What's going on with that? Oh, there's my halo. Right there. I got these sweet glasses towels. I'd bring one out, but I don't want to get it all greasy. my towel looks like the red rags that you use in a shop. It looks like the
Yeah.
red rag that's all greasy and oily, but it's actually a lens cloth. It's pretty awesome. And then my daughter got the Mexican bread, pan dulce, concha, and then I got a tortilla. We got like all these
Tortilla.
awesome printed uh, lens cloths. Ah. Okay, time to get that screw out of my shoe.
I'm trying to see why my internet is so bad.
There we go. One screw out of my shoe. It even rhymes.
And
So I was
got
trying to.
It was warning me. Now I got the little, it gives that little thing up next to live, says how strong.
Oh yeah.
Now it went away, so I'm hoping I'm good. I opened up my Google Home, and it's like, oh, they're checking in on us. We better give him all of his internet again.
That's funny.
No, we're not. We're not sucking back your productivity.
Bandwidth. Yeah. So that's one thing. Okay. Should I be nervous about this? Let's talk.
Not loud.
Should I be nervous
Yes.
about what I'm looking at on my internet at work?
Yes.
Really? Do you think there's someone there like just watching what I'm looking at?
Yeah. Why wouldn't they?
Really?
For sure. All day long.
Why? I don't think so.
Why? Why?
That's my line. Why? Seriously.
Yeah, I think productivity reasons.
But I'm not at like I'm not like at a place like that.
Where you have to be productive. They like it.
Yeah,
Low productivity.
pretty much.
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know how to steer you there.
I mean, I'm not looking at anything.
I'm sure that they're pagan that something. Yeah, I mean, but I'm sure there's like, oh, they were on Facebook,
Yeah.
but maybe not. Maybe they don't have it that sophisticated.
Okay. Well, here's the
Right.
other thing. My iPad. So I'm on their Wi-Fi, but I'm not actually looking at it on the computer. What do you think about that?
I think it's a little different, for sure.
Like I said, there's really nothing bad that I'm looking at. They're just
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
if you're
like,
just on the grams and the
yeah, they're gonna be like, this guy really likes RC car stuff. Look, I think it's even better now.
So I would be of the vein where I wouldn't mind it too much, like depending on what you're working on. But is it really, if you had just YouTube on playing podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just listening to that, or you had Spotify doing music or whatever,
Right.
or however you're doing, I don't think that would be an issue. But I feel like like, dude, this guy spent like 3 hours of the day on Facebook forum groups, they might frown upon it if they saw that in your history, or that a computer was spending that much time on it. And then would they go and look? But I don't know. It depends how much IT you have, and
I would say that IT is pretty low.
okay.
Not in a bad way, just as in like there's one IT guy there and he's like
He's probably not checking up on that stuff.
No, but the way they do it is that the computers are not monitored, that's not the right word, but they're like serviced by a third party. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So like if you like I had to update software and I had to create a ticket and then they had to call me and be like, "Okay, I'm going to take over your computer." And then they updated it. So it's that kind of stuff.
What they're doing. They have people that monitor their screens. So in that scenario, yeah, I'd be worried about what you're doing. But that is on
Because
a
probably because they
screen.
could just run a report, right? No, because they would
Yeah.
have to. They'd have to go
Something.
through the IP.
But not for your
Like
iPad.
that's what I mean. Yeah, they would have to like
Yeah, I don't know
find
that
the
your
IP
iPad would.
address. Yep, I
Are
think I'm
people
safe.
talking in the chat? No.
No, they're
See,
saying
Will.
good night. They're like, we've had enough of these guys.
Yeah, I don't really have to worry about that stuff. So it's hard to say.
Well, I'm not really worried about it either. Like, to me, I'm more like,
Yeah, if they came and said something, like, all right, I won't. That's fine.
well, it's not even that big of a deal. Most of what it is to your point of I'm listening to a conspiracy podcast or whatever, and they're going to be like, "What's this guy
I
on
don't
the
think
list?"
that's a big deal.
They're going to be like, "How did we all of a sudden get on this NSA watch list?"
Yeah. What's this thing about butterflies and something?
Yeah. Yep.
What is this junk?
Well, that's what I'm doing as I'm listening to podcast, trying to find what my next subject is for my conspiracy podcast segment.
Mhm.
So I just did one on the Thunderbird, and now and I didn't know if this is blasphemy. Maybe you could be a morality check on this, but because the Pope is in bad health, I was like, maybe next week I should do a conspiracy about the Vatican. I was like, is that poor
I
taste?
think probably that guy's just old, so
Yeah. But, I was
but
like,
I
is
mean
that
it might track some stuff just because of the
you're
timing.
freezing hard, dude. I like using AI. I use every day, but better have use it for a while. Now, what lies to look for? So, my boss, which is so weird to say, is all about AI, and I use AI for everything now. Like I get all the notes from the project, and I'll pop that into AI and be like, "Hey, what's what's going on here?" And it'll give me a whole like summarizing of the AI or of the context or all that kind of stuff. So I use it all the time. Are you still frozen? I think Tony froze. Nope. Yes.
Definitely
A
froze.
little bit. I hear you.
Yeah, I'm doing a test on my speed.
I can answer that. It's not fast.
Not good.
Yeah.
Just 716 megabits per second down. So it's something on my network then that's sucking. I'm having great speed.
Mm.
Just terrible connection to the network.
He avoids AI as much as possible. So I was kind of like that also until I started using it more and seeing how much time it saved me for reading reports because I don't like to read. And I was like, oh, this is way better. And it makes me sound smart because then I can be like, oh, that's not a good sound. My wife just got the Walmart DoorDash, and I hear her go, "Whoa, that's a lot. Can you guys help me bring them in?" Great. Great.
That's how we do it too.
Yep.
Well, I'm having crappy speeds. I should probably wrap up here. I don't know what's
Yeah, you
going on.
should. It's terrible.
But I got an early morning. Take my son to a meeting at like
Dang
6
it.
in the morning.
That's a bad idea. Why'd you agree to that?
I didn't. I hate mornings.
I know. But you still agreed to it, Tony.
It says my internet speed is blazing fast. My routers are what's jacking it up.
Yeah, I don't believe that blazing fast talk for one bit. 0%, Tony. 0% blazing fast speed.
LVRC is AI in the comments. Funny.
What's that? Oh, that's good.
All right. Well, I'm going to check off. Let's wrap it. Say goodbye to the peoples.
Goodbye to the peoples.
Goodbye, peoples.